Hello and welcome to Sleeping with Sarah. I'm Sarah Albritton. This is my 11th episode, and I interviewed comedian Geoffrey Asmus. He'll be performing at the Bridgetown Comedy Festival in June. Also, I'm so excited to say something many podcasters have said before, but this podcast is now brought to you by Audible.com. Yes, you can go to audibletrial.com/sleepingwithsarah and get a free audiobook of your choice and a free 30-day trial at audible.com. So please check that out. That'd be awesome. You could get a great audiobook like Bedwetting by Sarah Silverman, which is very appropriate because we talk about bedwetting today. Again, that's audibletrial.com/sleepingwithsarah. Jeff and I get into it talking about traveling, we talk about weird alcohol stuff, we talk about opening an art gallery, and of course bedwetting. So let's get started with the show.
Sleeping with Sarah.
Hey, welcome to Sleeping with Sarah. I'm here with Geoff Asmus. How'd you sleep last night, Jeff?
Last night I was quite drunk. It was good. A good sleep.
Yeah.
Went to bed with I slept with one of my friends.
You slept with one of your friends?
We were very drunk and we needed companionship.
Like,
it was good.
Like a cuddling sleeping with one of your friends?
No,
like just
no, he just didn't want to sleep on the couch. And we smoked weed in our bed together, like 14-year-olds, and it was wonderful.
Oh, that's nice.
It was pretty cute. Yeah. Good times.
Kind of like a companion bed
buddy.
buddy.
Exactly, yeah. And then, we touched shoulders a few times during the night.
Oh my gosh, shoulder touching? That's pretty
crazy.
It's pretty intense.
Pretty wild. I've dreams about that for weeks.
Yeah, about the shoulder touching?
Now I'm just dreaming of my NBA career. Try to stay on topic. Okay.
I haven't ever actually played basketball with this. I bought it for a photo shoot prop.
Oh,
or
really?
something I was doing.
For
yeah. And so I have a basketball that I've never actually played with it.
Modeling or something?
No, it was a concept shoot with a friend of mine. It was just the idea of a woman trying to be a bunch of different things. So she had to hold a basketball. She tried to hold a diploma. She had to hold hold a bunch of things in her hand.
That's the problem these days. Women trying to be a bunch of different things.
I know, right?
I don't believe that.
So like the whole concept, this was a couple years ago, the whole concept was kind of just showing like, multitasking, how crazy it can get. And,
yeah.
And all that kind of stuff.
Why wasn't I in this shoot?
I didn't know you then.
No one ever invites me to photo shoots.
I didn't know you then, Josh.
I love modeling.
You do?
No, I would be so bad. You can't laugh during it, can you?
No, yes.
You gotta be real serious, don't you?
No, not for modeling. No.
Oh.
You can. Well, I guess it depends on how uptight the person.
Do you have to do cocaine? Or do you have to do cocaine
to be a model?
Yeah.
Actually, that's pretty much. It's either cocaine or have bulimia.
Oh, okay.
One of the two.
I'll do coke.
You'll do coke
do it for the fame.
You'll do coke. If someone's like, hey, Geoffrey, that's a different level of peer pressure for drug doing. Yeah. Hey, if you do this line of coke, you get a spot on Comedy Central.
Oh yeah, I'll do it. Fuck yeah, anytime. I'll do it for an open mic.
For an open mic?
Gotta get that stage
You want him
time.
at your open mic, then
yes.
Offer some cocaine.
Exactly. I'll bomb for 4 minutes for a line of good old Colombian white. Love that stuff.
So you slept pretty well last night, yeah?
I did. I usually sleep, I don't know, I feel like most nights I fall asleep pretty drunk, so that makes me sleep pretty well.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have a bit of a problem. We're getting over it.
You're getting over it?
It's fun. Drinking's a good thing, and it makes you sleep better, so.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean,
Though I wake up early and then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. Fun stuff.
Well, that's good. And I hear do you have a weird sleeping something? Somebody mentioned that to me.
Yeah, I was wondering I think they might be referring to that I wet the bed sometimes. I'm guessing that's what they're referring to. Otherwise, I don't know what they would have been referring to.
I think that might be it because they mentioned that you talked about it in stand-up or something. And
yeah, I've got a killer 5-minute bit about wetting the bed. Should I do it right now?
Oh my god! For a place that you stand up, lying down in a bed is the best location.
Where are you all from? Where is everyone from? Cool. Yeah, no, I do have a, what's it called? Enuresis, which is
Enuresis?
it means like bedwetting or like weak bladder or something like that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty, one of the cooler things about me.
Yeah?
Pretty awesome stuff. Yeah.
Is that something you had as a kid?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was I probably, until I was like 16 or 17, I probably wet the bed like a couple times a week.
Oh, wow.
It was it was a fun thing. It was a good little secret.
Yeah. I never really wet the bed, but there are a lot of times I had dreams where I thought I was going to pee.
Oh, yeah.
And
it woke you up.
And it woke me up, or I thought I peed and I didn't. But there was one time when I was 13, I stayed over at my friend. She was one of my good friends, Lizzie's at the time. Like, I did a sleepover and I slept in like the guest bed, and I had a dream and I didn't wake up, like I actually did pee the bed.
Oh,
this is
yeah,
before they
yeah.
knew about the narcolepsy or anything, and
bedwetter.
it was so embarrassing because like I had to like I tried to not tell her, and so I showed her mom, and I was like so embarrassed because I was 13. It wasn't a kid,
Yeah.
But this is right when the narcolepsy symptoms started, so there's a lot of weird, confusing things that happen.
Oh, it doesn't start when you're born. It's a late onset thing.
Yeah, it usually starts around early teenage years. There have been cases of like younger children with it, but most cases start in early teenage years, I believe.
So the way to avoid narcolepsy is to kill yourself at an early age. That's why you should encourage kids to commit suicide. Okay. I don't like that I said that.
Do you want me to bleep that out?
No, that's fine. It's my bad boy image.
This is bad boy dark humor image. Yeah. You have such a reputation for being a bad boy in the Chicago comedy scene.
Is that a thing? Is that true? Good.
No,
The
I'm
propaganda's working.
kidding.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah, so like I had that one thing that I did once, but it was ever since then I think I was like super paranoid and would always go in the middle of the night to the good.
Oh yeah. I would never drink at sleepovers. I would always never drink any water or anything, so I'd be like shaking in the morning when my parents found me. Like, do you have a fun? Because then I didn't wet the bed, but then I was like dehydrated and near death.
Oh man.
It was
So what, you just wouldn't drink?
I just wouldn't drink or sleep all night. I would just stay up all night and like listening to the clock tick on the wall.
So you didn't like sleepovers at all?
No, not really. Unless they were at my house, I didn't think they were very fun.
Oh, did you have the cool house?
Yeah, it's just when you're in this place, it's not as worrisome or whatever.
Yeah.
And if it did happen, I could just run up to my room and change my clothes or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a real ordeal to conceal it my whole life. It was good.
Yeah.
Now I'm proud of it.
You're proud of it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's one of the 3 traits all serial killers have in common.
What, really?
Yeah, bedwetting. Bedwetting, killing animals, and lighting shit on fire are like
those three.
Those are the 3 traits that almost all serial killers have.
Oh my gosh! So if you know someone that can do all 3 of those things,
they're like almost certainly going to kill 2 to 4 people.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah. So
yeah.
You gotta know that.
Well, I know a lot of comedians have weird sleep stuff. Like I know Sarah Silverman has a whole book about, like how she used to wet the bed as a child.
Oh, really? God, that's my thing.
I know. Why would she take it from
comedians?
You?
God.
I don't think she does bits on it.
I've got to drop that bit now.
Oh, damn it. I mean, since the book was so recent, I think it was written like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah,
so.
Okay. So there's still a demand for bedwetting.
Yeah, I mean, clearly.
It's always funny.
Yeah.
People, yeah. That's good.
So what else do you talk about with the bedwetting? Like,
I think. Well, I mean, I kind of condensed the experience into one real story. Not real, actually, but just about how sometimes I would actually wet the sleeping bag, and then I would have to like somehow explain why it reeked in the morning, and like blame it on the cat, or like clean it up with paper towels during the night or whatever. It was a intricate a long con. Somehow no one found out ever.
Wait, so
of course
really,
my parents found out.
No one knew?
No, none of my friends ever knew.
That's crazy.
Not until I told a joke about it. I'd never told anyone.
Wow. How did that feel to share something that you never share with anybody?
It was kind of cool when it did well. It didn't do well actually, it still doesn't do that well, but we'll get there. It's going to get there. We're going to tighten it up. It'll be a hot bit.
I think it's good to share stuff that's like really personal to you and that you don't want to tell. Like someone once told me to talk about something you're afraid of people knowing.
Yeah, because then people know it's real and they're more apt to laugh at it because they're dumb and they just like things to be real.
They like things to be real. They don't want that falsifying.
Yeah, exactly. They're just puppets we play with on stage. It's great. If you say something that's like they think is real, then they'll probably laugh at it. That's my comedy trick right there, audience.
Comedy tricks.
That's how you get in the game.
Geoffrey brings us some comedy trick. How do you pronounce your last name? Asmus?
Asmus.
Sorry, Asmus.
Yeah,
Asmus.
Yeah, and everyone says Asmus, but I don't even. I don't care really. But it's like Asmus.
Asmus.
It's a strong German name.
Have you ever been?
German family.
Have you ever been to Germany?
I have been to Germany. It's a great place.
Where'd you
go? I went to Cologne. No, not what's that place called? Bonn. It's a city called Bonn. I just visited a friend who was studying there. It's sweet. It's like a small college town in Germany. So sweet parties and a lot of what's that shit called? Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel?
It's like deep fried pork or something. I actually don't know what it is, but it's great. And there's this and you can drink anywhere in Germany, which is cool. You can just like walk around and drink alcohol. So that's great.
Yeah, no.
Most countries do that actually, besides the U.S.
Yeah, we're a little uptight, but you can do that in New Orleans and Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas you can? Oh.
You
probably can, yeah. That makes sense.
I assume you can. Yeah, you can do that in Vegas and New Orleans, so like certain cities.
New Orleans for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Vegas is that's the worst place.
Yeah, was the worst place on earth?
That is the worst place on earth. I'm willing to throw my hat into the ring.
Have you been? How many times have you been?
I went there for 2 days once, and I will never, ever.
So let's hear about this is like this is like a opposite of those ads that you try to see. Like, go visit this place.
Yeah. It wasn't even, nothing bad happened. I just don't like, there's just too much. It's just like, there's just too much stuff. Like, the sidewalks like force you to walk through the casinos to get everywhere, and you just get lost in the casinos. It's just like a bizarre hellscape. It's like a dystopian nightmare. I don't know.
There's so much commercials, like commercialism, like so many ads. Like everywhere you turn is an ad.
It's all ads and like fake. What's that called? Quiche. It's just quiche stuff.
Yeah. It's a tchotchkes. It's tchotchkes.
Yeah, exactly.
Tchotchkes.
It's like a city of tchotchkes. That's exactly it.
City of tchotchkes. Vegas. That's their new slogan.
Yeah. To be honest, and my opinion's a little skewed because my friend brought like pounds of edibles from California, and it was a little dreamy. I don't remember much of it, honestly, but I remember
Wait, even with edibles, you hated Vegas? Like, did you?
I had fun, but I was like, I don't want to do this again.
But like, take an edible and go see Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, we didn't have the money to do that. we just watched people gamble. We didn't really gamble at all.
Oh.
We like just drove there on a whim and then stayed for 2 days and left. It was a weird post-college freedom thing or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was.
I've been to Vegas twice, most recently for a bachelorette party for my sister-in-law.
Oh, that's the place where it happens.
It is. I mean, the whole point was she wanted to be drunk the whole time, which I think she was. We had good food, we got drunk, and she had fun, and that's what it was. It was a good time. Excuse to dress up and go clubbing and stuff.
Did anyone die?
No, it wasn't The Hangover, unfortunately.
Deaths.
No deaths.
Oh, wow.
We didn't have any, encounters with Mike Tyson or anything like that.
Wow. The liberal media lied again about bachelorette parties. The lamestream media. It's not. I'm not surprised by Bachelor or Bachelorette Party stories unless someone dies now.
You're like,
It has to be a death, or I don't even
care.
I don't even care. That's the only thing
It's like,
that gets me going.
They got drunk, they went to a strip club, they had fun, they spent a bunch of money.
Even if you lost a limb, I'm like, okay, no one died. I don't care.
You're like, if it's not a funeral, I still gotta go to your wedding.
Yeah,
Damn it.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And weddings are the worst.
Are you going to a lot of weddings now?
Last summer I did. I don't have any on the docket this summer, but I was in 2 weddings last year, which is pretty fun.
I was in a wedding last year. It was my brother's. That was fun because I got to see people from both sides of the family.
Oh yeah.
And then but then the great thing that I loved is that because usually in the past people would be like, oh, like when are you gonna get married, things like that. Yeah. But because I've been doing comedy, they didn't ask me about that at all. They're like, oh,
don't marry.
she's a comedian, she's gonna be single. So they just assumed that, so nobody asked me at all about who I was dating, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, if you're ever worried about people giving you the pressure to like settle down, just say you're doing comedy. Like,
that's great. I wish that applied to all other questions, and that if I was a comedian, my relatives would just not talk to me. No, just a comedian. Okay, he doesn't want to talk to us. That's probably why he does this.
To be antisocial.
Yeah, to be antisocial. I don't.
Because when you're on stage talking to someone with a mic, it's like you're sharing stuff with them, but they don't have a chance to respond back. Yeah, it's such a very.
Though they do sometimes, but yeah.
But you shut that shit down, don't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. This guy, the original Heckler destroyer, right here, destroyed 4,000 hecklers and counting. And I buried them in the Arlington Cemetery next to military veterans.
And he actually has a wall where he just takes a knife and just makes little ones, counting the number of hecklers he's destroyed.
They're all named Devin too. If there's a Devin in the crowd, fuck him up.
You could be like the Dexter for hecklers.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone calls in a report for a bad heckler, like, send Jeff in. And then I bore them to sleep with my bedwetting story. They start heckling me, and I kill them with a scimitar.
With a what?
It's like one of those curved Middle Eastern swords. If you ever see, like, a stereotypical movie about the Middle East, they're carrying a scimitar. Little history lesson.
Oh, so you're a history buff, huh?
Oh, I love history. It's the greatest thing.
Yeah?
I love history.
It's the greatest thing.
It's the greatest thing.
What,
everything is history.
What do you think the best... Here's a random question for you. What do you think the best invention throughout all of history was?
Wikipedia. I'm serious. Wikipedia is the greatest invention.
Wikipedia? The greatest invention out of all the inventions.
It's the sum of all human knowledge.
Like... I would say...
Except for the inventions that were necessary to get to Wikipedia, but...
I would say, like, soap, maybe. Or electricity.
No, soap. You can't read soap when you're drunk. You can't do that.
Well, soap, like, stopped us from getting, like, diseases from rats and shit.
Yeah, but you can't read up on John Elway's stats on soap. You can't look up King Xerxes II on soap.
Xerxes? That's how you... Is it
Xerxes? Xerxes. A great Persian monarch.
I have a feeling you're very good at crossword puzzles.
Some of the clues. Some of it, I don't really... Yeah, sometimes I am. I need help from someone else, because I don't really know a lot about TV or pop culture. So I'm not up on that shit.
Could you scoot down just a smidge? Because that way we pick up a little bit.
Way. Oh, yeah. Hey, Mike.
Okay. Yeah, the mic only goes so far.
I can talk louder, too.
Yeah. Well, people get pretty relaxed laying down in the bed, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm tired from running around with little kids.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's... I mean, clearly, because everyone just assumes that you have a lot of little kids, but...
Yeah, exactly. I played freeze tag for like 3 hours today.
Freeze tag... Well, not freeze tag, but I played laser tag as an adult, and that shit's exhausting. Oh, yeah. Like, there's a reason it's like 5 minutes long, because after 5 minutes, you're like, exactly. How did I do this as a kid?
Yeah. And all those little fuckers cheat.
How do they cheat?
They never freeze. Like when you're supposed to freeze in a spot, and they always say I melted. Like it's the funniest joke to them.
What, I melted?
They just say I melted, and then they start running again, and I have to catch them. And then I don't know. It's fun though.
Do you play other, like, do you guys play dodgeball or what else?
Dodgeball is not really allowed at schools anymore.
Hold on.
Don't allow dodgeball.
Wait, they don't allow dodgeball? Is it too dangerous?
Yeah, dodgeball is, well, yeah, we don't really play dodgeball unless with like really soft, cushy balls.
Oh my god, do you think it's like too much helicopter parenting? Like, shouldn't a kid get like whacked in the head with like a big red ball?
I think so, but some of like the middle schoolers, they could take your head off though. A lot of those middle schoolers could beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I would not want to play dodgeball with them.
Are any of them taller than you?
Not taller, but definitely stronger. Which isn't that hard, but like
you're like, hey, I wouldn't do a arm wrestle.
No, they'd easily win. They'd beat most adults, I bet.
I'm not very good at arm wrestling. You'd probably win.
I wouldn't. I would crush you. No, I'm just kidding.
You sure you don't want to do it right now?
Okay, I'm willing.
Hold on.
Okay. You got a 1, 2, 3.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. Matriarchy. That's why we.
Yep. Beat me at arm wrestling.
Feminism just died. It's over now.
I know. Well, I mean, your ego's still intact because, gosh, you know, like if I beat you, then that could have just destroyed everything.
My ego is everything to me. I need it.
More than history?
Very arrogant. No, history's my heart and soul. I love history.
So the keys to you are history,
bedwetting, and my arrogance. Those are the 3 things. And destroying hecklers.
Destroying hecklers.
Devins. Man.
Yeah. Those are the keys to you.
That's my holy trinity. Oh, that's 4 things. Damn it.
So close with that.
Fucked up the riff. Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Oh, no. Yes. What are you going to do? So you run around with kids all day.
Not all. It's only for I guess 4 hours a day. It's not that bad. That's fun. That's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I love kids. Kids are the best.
Yeah?
Me and kids get along really well.
So you're like the cool guy.
I'm like the guy who's their friend way too much, so I don't really lay down the law that much, so they still love me. But they also just bowl over me and get whatever they want. So.
Is that how you think you'd be as a parent?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I probably would, yeah. I think that's how kids should just get whatever they want.
You think kids should do whatever they want, no rules?
Giving kids everything they want, yeah.
I think there should be rules, but I think that you should, the whole point is, you learn how to break rules a little bit, and you have fun,
Yeah, some teachers are way too serious, and I hate that. It makes me so mad. These kids don't even know they're gonna die yet.
Well, they haven't even realized mortality.
They don't even know what's going on. Teachers get mad at them when they, make a mistake. It's they don't even know how the Electoral College works yet. Can you get mad at a kid?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's kind of silly. Of course, my schooling was a little different than most people's, but it was, but I think that they are a little weird now. That's, too protective, you know? Very, very
protective. They won't even let, the parents at school won't even let me call their kids faggot anymore.
Oh my God!
PC culture.
You probably shouldn't say that word to kids, but
can't even say kike anymore at the school.
Oh my God!
What a wild trip! The libtard media.
Oh my God!
I would never ever do that. I'm really painting a horrible picture of who I am.
Yeah, this is your.
This is my coming out party as an idiot. As the worst person in town.
I don't think you're the worst. There's definitely some worse people in town. Like our mayor?
Bad boy. Like who? Yeah, let's name people. Let's name names.
No, let's not do that.
Joe McMahon, Bobby Condon. Those guys are great. Gotta stick with my straight white males.
Yeah, you're straight white males. Oh, I was gonna ask you a question earlier. I said you were talking about your ego and arrogance and things like that. I said, do you honestly feel like maybe you as because I'm not a white man, so I don't know what it feels. Do you feel like you have a natural confidence in general?
I don't think so. No, I mean act arrogant because I'm intensely insecure and really don't like myself. I think it's more of an act. I don't know. I don't really think intrinsic. Like things like that you can't control, like being white and male and straight. Don't really matter to me.
No.
I don't know.
It doesn't make a difference.
I feel like if you describe yourself based on a characteristic you couldn't control, you're probably not a very interesting person.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like, if that's all you have.
Hey, what are you? Oh, I'm just a white man and I like sports. You know,
like if that's all you have, like.
Do you know? I know how many people on dating sites, like, that's what they describe. They're like, yeah, I work in marketing or sales or finance, and I really like TV and hanging out with my friends and football. And, God. Like, that's all they...
Dating profiles are the worst.
They are... That is definitely the worst. Dating profiles, like, it's like, have some kind of personality or something. And then sometimes there's ones that are good, but then the guy's just messaging you, like... the spelling errors drive me nuts.
Oh yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't check your spelling in that shit.
I'm sorry. Is that too like?
No, spelling errors are annoying as hell.
Yeah, like I'm like if like I want to know that you're literate, you know, like I'm sorry.
Doesn't it do spell check for you sometimes?
It does do spell like how lazy you have to be.
Red lines under it and you don't know. My favorite thing that people put is they're like, nothing means more to me than my friends and my family. Like, oh, everyone you've ever met. That's what's important to you is any human being you've encountered. Oh, cool.
Oh, and their rescue dog, too. You can't forget that.
Rescue, that's dope. Well, actually, I don't really. Depends what kind of dog. A lot of the dogs that are in style now are ugly as shit.
The ones that are in style?
Yeah, the pugs. Pugs are gross. Or like big dogs. Like, I don't know, like bulldogs and stuff like that. Oh, God.
What kind of dog? What's your favorite kind of dog?
Beagles. Beagles are
adorable. I love beagles.
Are the best, yeah. Or corgis.
Oh, my brother and his wife have a corgi.
Oh, nice. Those guys.
So
it's like
cute.
A beagle stretched out, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I love those things. I mean, most, except for those big, meaty dogs. God. Mm-hmm. I just hate that. Or those little runt dogs.
I love little
purse dogs or whatever. I don't know what they're called.
See, the not pocket. They're
pocket poodles. Or
no,
something?
yeah. I think they're pockets. Yeah, pocket. Yeah.
Something like that.
Pocket. There's a couple different levels. There's miniature. There's like 3 different levels of mini.
Really?
There's like tiny. There's miniature. There's pocket.
Animal-sized. Infinitesimal
But the thing is that they get so small that there are rats that would eat them. The Chicago rats that would I don't and also my fear is like if like what if I was sleeping next to it and I like rolled over into it and crushed it and it like, died and I'm like, oh, I paid $2,000 for this tiny little dog.
Yeah, stepping on them is one great fear of mine.
Yeah.
You can't even be held responsible for that. It's like stepping on a worm. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
I mean, I would never kill one. But when I was a kid,
keep talking. Now we're gonna cross over
murder and stuff. I don't know. I've read about a lot of genocide on Wikipedia last night, so it's in the brain. What did I was gonna say?
Do you really think Wikipedia is the best invention?
Oh yeah, Wikipedia is the bomb. I donate every year to Wikipedia. It's the only charity I donate to.
Do you ever update do you have a page? Do you ever update your own page?
I don't quite understand the criteria necessary to get a Wikipedia, but I'm not there yet. That is my goal for life, is to get a Wikipedia page.
Oh, okay.
That I don't make.
That you don't make?
Someone makes it for me, but then once they make it, then I'll add shit.
So, maybe someone should add a Wikipedia page for Geoffrey.
Yeah. I think you need to be in... I actually don't understand. Because we made some for kids in high school and they deleted them. Like, even though they were, like, real. Like, deep. You have to be a certain level of fame to get one.
Yeah.
I don't quite know how they decide. Exactly.
Like, do you have to be, like, you know...
Maybe mentioned in a certain number of articles or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, be on a TV show or...
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, exactly. I've made a few Wikipedias, but not about myself, no. If I see something that I think is wrong, I'll change it. I'll go into the code and change it up.
You do?
Yeah, oh yeah. You gotta keep Wikipedia honest.
Doing all those history facts and stuff?
Exactly, yeah. a lot of Roman history.
Are you a big fan of Roman history?
I love Rome. Yeah, Roman history's great.
I went to Rome and I did a walking tour. There's like a 4-hour tour. It's great, but they gave you like a history of Rome throughout.
Oh, nice.
And it was so cool to be talking about. This is where Nero's palace was. And he was a crazy kid. He bought like his palace was like 3/4 of Rome.
And then they burned it down. Yeah.
That's what happens when you give that much power to a child.
I've been to Rome too. Rome's great. I spent a week there and didn't talk to anyone.
You didn't
I was all alone and I just drank wine on, what are those steps called?
The Spanish steps?
I just would go there every night with a bottle of Moscato and just watch the people and write down what I saw.
Oh, people watching is great.
People watching was really fun.
I also love in Trafalgar Square in London. That's one of my favorite people watching spots. That place is cool. That place is great for people watching.
The big lions, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's right by the big lions. Like that was my favorite place to go people watch when I lived in England, and I loved going there. And then I love Rome though, but I was only there for like 5 or 6 days.
Sweet. It was cool how when you ordered pizza, you ordered it by the gram. Did you ever notice that? Some places you'd be like, I want 200 grams of pizza or whatever, and they'd weigh it out for you. And I
never went to one of those spots.
I always tried to order without talking. It's like my thing.
Were you just trying to be a mute? Did people just think you were a mute?
Yeah, they did. I did talk a couple of times because I had to, but I tried not to.
Was that a specific goal?
It was a weird thing where I'd been traveling all summer, and then I was with this person, but then they went somewhere else and I was alone for a week, so I was like, I'm gonna try to see what it's like to be alone and quiet.
Take a vow of silence.
Yeah, exactly. See if I could be a monk or something, like some shit like that.
I don't think I could be a monk. No, like when I go to other countries, like I would go and I usually stayed in like youth hostels and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, hostels.
So it was awesome because I would make these friends, but they were always like 2-day friends because you were going somewhere and they were going.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing is by the end of my trips when I was like getting close to the end, it's like, man, it's been months since I've talked to someone that's known me for more than 2 days.
Yeah, it's a weird life. I like hostel life though. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, hostels are cool.
I don't know why anyone would ever stay in a hotel. Hostels are just better in every way. I never go to hotels.
Until you're 40 or over, and then you just become the old person at the hostel.
There is always an old person though. There's always a quiet old person. As long as you're not like trying to party with the younger people, that gets sad.
Yeah.
But if you're just like chilling, I'm all for that.
Yeah, no, hostels are great. I stayed at a hostel. I've stayed in hostels all over the place. I think I really liked there's one in Edinburgh I really liked.
Oh, Edinburgh's dope.
Yeah.
Is that the one with, is that the capital?
Of Scotland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's the one with the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which is like that awesome comedy festival that is one of my goals is to do that someday.
Yeah, I've heard great things about. Anyone can do it. You don't have to be accepted. Anyone can do it.
Oh yeah, I know, but I would rather like go when I've got a certain amount of
because
something.
It'd be hard to get people to come. But
yeah,
you just have to pay a fee or something.
Yeah,
I worked with this comedian from Scotland once, and he told me all about it. It sounds pretty crazy.
But some people can go like I know Hannibal Buress did like a whole like month-long thing there.
Yeah, it is a month long.
Yeah, the whole festival's a month long, but not everyone has to be there the whole month.
Yeah.
But some comedians or some better known people, they have doing stuff like that.
Yeah. My friends told me that most people don't make money. It's just more for fun. It costs so much to rent the place and get in that you don't really make your money back, usually.
But, it's like an experience or a thing to say that you did it.
Yeah.
But I think that they do actually I don't think anyone can anyone could be accepted, but it's like a regular festival where you pay to apply and get it.
I was under the impression that if you paid the fee, you could just do it.
Really?
But not that. But you had to advertise for it, and like people might not come, but you could still do it, even if you're fucking terrible.
Oh, that's interesting. One thing I remember about Edinburgh is they had an art gallery on a van. So it was a moving art gallery. So it was an art gallery inside of this van. It was this art gallery that was set up. It looked like a gallery. It had an exhibit and stuff. And they would just drive it around to different parts of Edinburgh and be like,
go inside it.
Yeah, you could go inside it. And they would just, it would be like a portable art gallery. And I was like, that's something cool they should bring here.
It's a good modern art idea.
Yeah, it was definitely a cool modern art-ish thing.
Which I don't usually enjoy, but that's a good twist on an old classic right there.
Yeah. Modern art, not a fan.
No, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of different kinds of modern art, but like the stuff for like people like just put a fucking pile of pebbles in a room and it's like, oh, that's my art. Okay, cool. Or like there's one woman who like just had a tent and then just wrote the names of people she'd had sex with on it. It's like that's nothing.
Were there a lot of names?
I think so. Or no, it wasn't even that she had sex with. It was just people that she had slept in a bed with. That's what it was. So it was like her mom was on there and like.
Oh, interesting.
I don't remember what her name. I can't remember what her name was.
Man, after doing this podcast for a little bit, I'd be like, yeah, I've had a lot of people in my bed that I've...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could have a hot modern art piece.
Maybe I should. What I should do is, actually, what I'd like to do someday. I'm gonna say this right now. An idea for this. Someday have an art exhibit where I just have comedians come up with random things to do for modern art, like you said, just a thing of pebbles.
Yeah,
and I'll be like, oh, a basketball by Geoffrey Asmus, and it'll just be all my comedian friends and like people. Like this will be in 10 years when we're all famous and everything.
We're all just like mocking modern art.
Exactly, because that'd be funny.
I'm all about that.
That would be funny, and then people would go to it just because it's ridiculous. Like when Shia LaBeouf had people like slap him in the face and shit.
Yeah. People like you could have like a booth that was like 90 degrees to simulate global temperatures in 2040. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. This just means we got like 5.
Oh, that was the timer.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's the timer. Well, I try to keep it a little bit on. Otherwise,
is that 40 minutes?
No, it was like 35.
Wow.
So that gives us like
quickly.
A little bit of buffer. And
oh god. I like watching the sound.
The sound thing goes. Yeah.
I talk a lot quieter.
You do, and I'm like, I'm trying to like.
I'm talking louder than normal.
You gotta breathe through your diaphragm.
I'm a very meek person.
Have you always been a meek person?
I think, yeah. Unless I'm like drunk, I'm pretty quiet and don't really talk all that much.
Then how'd you get into stand-up? Because usually shyer people don't tend to go and...
Well, I mean, like, my friends encouraged me to do it. I never even watched stand-up comedy until I was like 20 years old. I don't even like stand-up comedy all that much. But my friends convinced me to do it, and I like doing it. I don't even necessarily like watching it all that much. But it's fun to do. I like attention, so...
I think everyone likes attention.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, people say it's a negative quality. It's like, whatever.
At least you're being honest, though. I like attention. It's fun.
That's why I do comedy. If it's not fun for me if there's no one in the crowd. I mean, for other reasons, but like if there's no one there to see me, it's like, whatever.
It's like the whole thing. If a joke's funny and there's no one here to listen to it, it's like the
exactly.
tree falling in the woods, the lightning.
Like, who cares? I don't want to have like a niche fall. I just want as many people as possible to ha at my words. No, I just want it all. It's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Everything.
Just want everything. You want to destroy the hecklers.
Madison Square Garden, and then I headline Madison Square Garden. And then the audience walks in one by one and I destroy them one by one. And then they file out and it's just a line of people.
No, here's better. An exhibit, the art exhibit, where it's just Heckler destroyed. So you just go, like the audience.
Oh yeah, you just
They just each come in and the whole art exhibit is someone like roasting the hecklers. So the idea is part of the exhibit is, maybe I should really do this. This would be kind of fun. Just get a bunch of comedians together to do modern art. And then, so I had this idea first. I think I'm going to do this sometime. Have people come in, and then the idea is that the audience, the guests of the gallery, have to heckle. Like, that's the goal. Yeah. And then the comedian, it's their job to tear it down.
Yeah, and then you see how long they can do it. It's actually a good idea for a show. Oh, write it down.
Hey, yeah, you want to do that show with me? That could be fun.
Comedian destroys heckler.
Oh man,
people love that shit. People love those videos, and I kind of get it.
I get it, but I mean, I'm usually try to be nice about it. Like I don't want to be like that much of an asshole unless the guy's being an asshole.
Really?
Well, it's like the thing is for me, there's a certain level. It's like I'll be nice, but then it's either it goes from being nice to being like understanding whatever, but then like if you really piss me off, then I will go and say something that will just make you cry. And like it's like I don't have a good balance of that. It's like, oh, I'll be playful and you be like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
And then
you just
and then it's like
throttle.
Yeah, and I don't like if I get to a certain level of anger, if you piss me off enough, I'll do that, and then it's not funny because it's just me being a very mean.
Getting angry is
I'm not really a mean person. I try not to be one, but
sometimes it comes out on stage. I get it.
Yeah.
I show no mercy when people heckle. My whole fake persona is that I don't like the audience. It's a fake persona, though. Definitely not a real thing. It's an act.
By the way, for those that are listening, he's doing air quotes.
Not a real thing. I love everyone who comes to comedy shows. They're all dope people.
Well, as we're winding down, I always ask people, because I know we talk a little bit about sleep stuff, and do you have, aside from like dreams you have at night, like sleep dreams, but like what dreams, aspirations do you have for your future?
Not dreams at night. Oh, wow. Well, I want to be on a Wikipedia. And I want to. I thought of this the other day. What was it? My goal for this fall is I want to run a marathon, and I run a marathon before, but this time I want to run a marathon and get people to donate money, and for every $10 they donate, they can draw a penis on me, and then I'll run with penises all over my body
God.
To raise money for kids or something.
I would draw a penis on your face.
Yeah, and then just wear like a Speedo and just be covered in penises. I think
that's pretty funny.
That's my new idea for the fall.
I like that.
This morning.
That makes me think of the person that there's a bunch of potholes I think in England that hadn't been covered up for like 2 years. Some graffiti artist graffitied a penis around it and it was gone within 2 days.
That's
and so there's
really
this graffiti artist that just kept, I think it's in England or somewhere, he just kept graffitiing dicks all over every pothole so that they had to cover them up.
Funny. Is it Banksy?
No. Although I did see a Banksy that wasn't touched when I was in England, near the Portobello Market. So I got a photo of one that hadn't been
touched. Oh, did they?
That hadn't been painted over.
Oh yeah, I saw a bunch in Palestine when I was there.
Wow, sounds like you traveled a lot.
Yeah, I had a wild year or two in college of studying abroad, so I got around the world a little bit. Lost a lot of money. A lot. Oh my god, so much money.
But traveling the world, it's worth it.
It was great, but I wish I could have some of those alcoholic binges back.
Yeah.
I'd study a summer in Ireland. That was a real blur.
Oh, Ireland. Did you get
Ireland's the best.
trolleyed every night?
Is that yeah, I did. Oh, I did. Yeah, I blacked out like 55 nights in a row. It was the worst.
55 nights in a row?
It's not even. I wish it was a joke. It was real bad.
That's hard when you're in those countries. Like they drink a lot more.
Yeah,
than
the Irish.
we do.
That is like a true stereotype. Like they have a heavy drinking culture. They're very sad people. They are. They're very sad and depressed. It's like the most depressing people you'll ever meet. But they're so funny. They're the funniest people.
Can you do an Irish accent?
No, not at all. I don't do accents.
You're like not even gonna try.
Accents.
Gotcha.
I feel like it's just not me.
No worries. Well, yeah. Well, so your goal be a Wikipedia page.
Marathon
with dicks.
I can't even think of a real dream. I don't know. No,
those sound awesome. And my dream is to do an art gallery exhibit that have comedians do random pieces of modern art.
That is a good idea. That could be.
That could
get some good shit. I feel like if you pull comics together, they could come up with some.
I think that'd be pretty fun.
Ideas. Yeah.
Rent out an art gallery and just
mocking them.
Be like.
But don't present it as a mockery. Present it as like a serious thing that ends up being funny.
Yeah, that could be very fun. A little
should be
Kaufman-esque.
Yeah,
a little Kaufman-esque.
Yeah, exactly. More performance art, tongue-in-cheek than like overt satire.
Oh, like should I do something where it's like you set up like a couple to have an argument in a certain section of the gallery or some stuff.
Like
ooh, kind of like
or a guy who uses the same pickup line on every woman who walks in the gallery.
This
just automatically says it.
Jeffrey, I think we've got a good idea here. I think we need to explore
Seems like
this.
something Ian Abramson would do, which is the best thing.
Oh, maybe I should talk to him about that. That would be fun.
He's so funny.
All right, cool. Well, I think that's about our time. So thanks so much for doing this. I always end with people just saying good night, and us like, good night.
Good night.
Good night,
audience.
Thanks for listening to Sleeping with Sarah, where I slept with Geoffrey Asmus. You can catch Jeff at the Bridgetown Comedy Festival in Portland, Oregon from June 1st through 5th, and you can follow him on Twitter at FilthySun. Again, this podcast was brought to you by Audible.com. You can get a free trial and 30 days free with Audible at audibletrial.com/sleepingwithsarah. I'm releasing a new podcast each week. Be sure to tune in to find out who I have in bed with me next. Thanks to Josh Bryant for the music. You can also view the video on YouTube or follow me on Twitter at Sarah Albritton. Until next time, good night.
Sleeping with Sarah.